So this password leak raises fair questions about the competence of Secretary Griswold's team and how our elections are secured. It's also been seized on by conspiracy theorists who have pushed claims without evidence for years. The Libertarian Party of Colorado has filed a lawsuit asking for a hand count of ballots. Politics guy Marshall Zellinger was in the courtroom today where a well-known election denier claimed to be the person who found the leaked passwords.
Yeah, that was news in this lawsuit in the courtroom that we just ended for the rest for this afternoon. I don't know why I can't talk all of a sudden. We've been in this courtroom for 4 hours. Sean Smith is the guy's name who took the stand to say he was the person who found this spreadsheet on the Secretary of State's website and was notified by John Case, the attorney for Tina Peters. Follow me here. He said, Sean Smith said he had this database, didn't know that it had these hidden tabs until sometime in October, though there was this written affidavit that said he thought he had it in August. There's some confusing timelines here between what's in paper and what was here in the courtroom. We're in court because the Libertarian Party wants more than half of Colorado counties to have to hand count their ballots. There was a slight protest outside the city and county building before we came in for this afternoon court hearing. What we heard from the Secretary of State's office is that there was no security breach and that there is no proof that anything happened, even though these passwords were accessible on this hidden tab online for a few months. On the Libertarian Party side, they said just the appearance that these passwords were out there and could have led to something is reason enough to do hand counts. And then Sean Smith, the election denier, who said that he had access to this spreadsheet, is someone we heard from a couple of years ago at a rally at a church in Castle Rock. He mentioned this on the stand, that what he said about the Secretary of State that you're about to hear was simply him talking about due process.
You know, if you involved in election fraud, then you deserve to hang. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways. I was accused of endorsing violence. I'm not endorsing violence. I'm saying when you put your hand on a hot stove, you get burned.
While on the stand in this courtroom here, he mentioned that he has not really said that the Secretary of State should be hanged for election fraud. Again, that he's just talking about due process. Kyle, this just ended about 5:52 or so. The judge is going to take what she heard in person, take these filings, and then come up with a ruling, we assume sometime tomorrow, to decide if 34 counties that had active passwords to their voting machines, if these 34 county clerks would need to actually count their ballots by hand to appease the arguments made by the Libertarian Party.
Did you hear anything in court from the judge that indicated whether the judge was predisposed to issue such a sweeping ruling that, I mean, it would upend Colorado's elections? I mean, we'd probably wait weeks.
I mean, just at the end when she was kind of giving a summary and talking about the late hour of this, that might lead to believe that that's not going to be the case about hand counting. Plus, the Secretary of State's office has argued that you can always, as we heard from the governor, if someone wants a recount or there's a system in place at the end of an election where you run some ballots through to make sure that the ballots match the computer, that's the process that's in place to actually do essentially what the Libertarian Party is asking.
All right, Marshall Zellinger, thank you.